All right, guys, you move in here to Fort Walton Beach and you want a full vlog map video, me here on the ground, and of course, us looking at the Google Maps. Well, you are in luck. If you are planning on moving here to Fort Walton Beach, but having some trouble finding the best neighborhoods to move to live into, hey, this video, I've got you. We're gonna show you the best places to move to, both on the map and of course, here on the ground. You ready? Let's go do this.
Let's get into this. All right. So when we look at the map, we are here in Northwest Florida in the Destin area, and particularly here in Fort Walton Beach. Now, a lot of people that are moving here, typically you're going to see them coming in because of work at the Eglin Air Force Base. That's how you pronounce that, Eglin. And then we also have Hurlburt Field down here as well, which are the two primary places that people will come in for work. Now, it could be a variety of different things, but a good majority of the people coming in here are because of the military infrastructure. Now, you may be thinking about coming to Fort Walton Beach for another variety of different reasons, mainly like the low housing costs and being in good proximity to everything. And all of that's very, very much true. Now, there are two other military installations that people go up to. We have Duke Field, and then there's another part in this Eglin Air Force Base range where the 7th Group is at too for our Army folks. Now, this is a huge area where most of the area is actually government owned and the Air Force Base. Now, this allows this area to really be undeveloped, but it also allows a lot of traffic. Okay. And because of that, you can see that there's no direct ways. There's not a lot of ways to get to places like you want to go, such as Destin or something like that, other than going all the way around these big bodies of water. And if something like Highway 98 gets backed up, trying to get out here to Navarre Beach, it could take forever. There's not a very large amount of alternative routes. Again, this is a reason why people will go here to Fort Walton Beach, is because it's kind of central to everything. It's central to everything. And just as we're looking at this, we see that it just says Fort Walton Beach here, right? Fort Walton Beach. And then the rest, you see these Ocean City, Wright, Shalimar, Mary Esther. Just know when us locals are talking about Fort Walton Beach, it includes Ocean City and Wright. Matter of fact, you're not going to get a mailing address with Ocean City or Wright. You are going to get Fort Walton Beach. Now, the exceptions to that are going to be here in Shalimar. So Shalimar encompasses this entire area just outside of the Eglin Air Force Base. That is still considered Shalimar, and same here down with Mary Esther, which extends from just this little portion of the southern part of Fort Walton Beach all the way out until you hit about Navarre, which is going to be out here by what they call Windhaven Beach. Welcome to Google Maps. This is why I'm guiding you, because it can get confusing. By the way, if there's anything that you do have, you want specific information about these communities or about homes in this area or anything, because you are moving here, give us a call, text, email. We're happy to help you out. And just to let you know, we have a ton of other videos too that dive deeper into Fort Walton Beach. You'll see them here at the end credits, where you can really get deeper into the areas where we vlog and everything else is behind us. Anyway, let's get back into the content. So let's talk a little bit more about what you're going to see, and then we're going to talk about different neighborhoods. The neighborhoods that we are going to be going over are going to be down here on Okaloosa Island. We're going to go over here to Ferry Park. Then we're going to check out Elliot Point, which is down here if you see my cursor. And then we're going to head up to another popular one called Kenwood, which is this area up here. And then Northgate, which is now down in this area here off of Mary Esther Cutoff. So let's just kind of get our bearings in Fort Walton Beach. So if you are coming in, most of the time you're going to come to this Destin-Fort Walton Beach Airport. It is part of Eglin Air Force Base. They have a little portion, but they kind of share co-operations. It is mainly a military base, not mainly an airport, so just expect that. It's not like a guard unit that you're going to see at Charlotte or something like that. So you'll see fighter aircraft, special ops aircraft, all sorts of strange things that you wouldn't normally see unless you were by a military base. They're going to be flying out of this at regular intervals. Same thing over here at Hurlburt Field. Okay, so this is our main point of access in here, and let's go ahead and kind of get our bearings for what's going on. So When you come into Fort Walton, this is the bridge that they are redoing right now. At the time of this video, it is in 2025, towards the end here. And we probably are about 2 years into a 5-year project. It's a government project, so it may take longer because they're redoing this bridge. With that being said, we get into the downtown area down here by Brook Street and Miracle Strip. And throughout this area, again, we have a lot of videos on this, so check out some of the videos that we've done in the past so you can see more vlog and everything else that you need to know. But still down by Brook Street and 98, this is your main downtown area. Some of which you're gonna find, you see the landing in Fort Walton Beach down here. Big park, they're doing and building an amphitheater down here. There's a bunch of construction going on, but it's gonna look real cool when it's done. You're also going to have a bunch of shops, some coffee shop, bars. This is where people will go downtown here if they're not going into Destin, restaurants, all sorts of fun stuff. Their main area that you're gonna be going for shopping is gonna be Publix, which is down here. And if you've never been to this area before, Publix is the fancier of the grocery stores that you're going to find in this area. We did have Winn-Dixie's here. I believe those are all bought out. So you'll see Aldi's in their place. And those are your main grocery stores now, I guess, because they got rid of those. You also have Walmart that you'll be able to go to, and then we'll talk more about that. So this is your main area down here. I will tell you too, because people love to go on golf carts, that providing that you're on the eastern side of this Eglin Parkway right here, you'll be able to get in a golf cart and get access to downtown, okay? They don't want you crossing Highway 98 on your golf cart, so the best way to get around is to go under the bridge and get access to Brook Street. Now, if you are, these neighborhoods do interconnect in back here, as you can see, and you could grab a golf cart and be able to get down here pretty easy and have access. So a lot of people that do want to have the golf cart, this is where they're going to be. If you find yourself on the west side or anything north of, Yacht Club Drive, you can have it, but the way that you're going to be able to get access to things aren't going to be that great. So yeah, so moving on, we'll talk about some of the other areas moving in here. So as you go a little bit further north, you're going to get into the Uptown Station Plaza here. Now, this is where a lot of your shopping is. This is where they're putting in a new Aldi's. There's a craft bar, there's a gym, there's all sorts of things that you would expect. And of course, your chain restaurants and shopping marts and everything else is going to be in here. You'll notice that most of up and down Eglin Parkway, you'll see a lot of these shops and things like that going all the way up into Shalimar and then into the base. So we're going to see a lot of that. Okay, so that's your main shopping area. You'll also see that in this part here is where your post office is going to be off of, goodness, Walter Martin. Yep, so those are going to be your main parts here. Now, as we continue to go anywhere north, or if we continue past Beale Parkway, really just kind of past this area here, this is downtown Fort Walton Beach, so you'll be in that part. Anything out is now going to be considered part of the county, okay? So you have Cinco Bayou, which is, 5 bays. You speak Spanish? Well, now you know. We have that in there, Cinco Bayou going into Ocean City and right. So let's keep kind of moving out through here. One thing that you'll notice too, and is really interesting with the different houses that we have out here, is it's very eclectic. And what I mean by that is that you're going to find yourself down here in Elliot Point or wherever, and you're going to find like a multi-million-dollar property sitting here on the water, which is probably across the street from a $400,000 home, and you may go a couple blocks and there's a trailer park. It's just how it is in Fort Walton. They have, since those golden years of real estate, which is 21 and 2022, where everybody was buying up, they bought a lot of property, a lot of equity was gained, and we saw that a lot of these homes were bought up and flipped. So we see a lot of renovated homes. We'll also see that some were just torn down and brand new construction sitting in a place where homes were built in the 50s or most likely in the 70s is when most of the construction happened around here. But in any case, you'll find out that these neighborhoods are very unique when you go through there, and you may find a 1,100 square foot home Just a whole bunch of those, as small as that or as big as 3,000 square feet throughout the area. Again, it's all over the place. But if you do find yourself out here in downtown Fort Walton, you'll find too that we do have if you're trying to get in close proximity to the school. So there are two main schools in Fort Walton. You have Fort Walton Beach area, and you also have Choctaw. Those are the high schools, and of course associated junior highs and elementary schools that are all throughout the area. So if you are going to go out here, this is where the Fort Walton Beach High School is going to be, right here off of Wright Parkway. Again, I'll just kind of zoom back out just to make sure that if you want proximity, this is going to be where you want to be, right? There's an elementary school, and then of course up in this area here, you're going to find where the junior high is as well. Okay, moving on from there, from the schools, we're going to continue into the Fort Walton Beach area. Now know that some parts over here in this part of Fort Walton, it's going to be a bit of Mary Esther up into here, but then it goes back into Fort Walton. Not that it matters. But we have this one road here. This is another high traffic area. It's called Mary Esther Cutoff. Here again, you're going to find a lot of the shops. You're going to find a lot of the grocery stores. Another Publix is going to be in here. Another Aldi's is up in this area. This is where your Home Depot is going to be at. There's another shopping center up here. Matter of fact, a little local spot that I like to go if you like breakfast is not Moe's, it's Neighborhood Cafe. If you are in the area looking for breakfast, lunch, it's a good place to go as well. But they just put in an Aldi's here. They actually tore down an entire movie theater to put something here, so that was kind of interesting in itself. Yeah, and then we move up this way, going up Beale Parkway, and now this is where you're going to find a lot of the other shopping. So Sam's Club, Walmart, everything in here. Now, if you're wondering, it's like, hey, we're kind of getting far from the beach, right? Just know that even all the way up here, it's still only maybe a 10-15 minute drive to get down to Okaloosa Island, which of course we're going to cover here in a moment. Yes, moving in through here, you'll see still a lot of that infrastructure being built out. Up Beale Parkway, again, is going to be a major place where we're going to see a lot of those shops and different places that you're going to want to go for shopping. It kind of starts tapering out when Beale turns into Lewis Turner Parkway, and you're going to get to the golf course. You also have up here where the courthouse is. It gets pretty sparse up here. But you know, it's also got close to the public golf course, which is Fort Walton Beach, which I've lost plenty of balls in going up here. But also up here, you'll have the Fort Walton Beach medical infrastructure where most everything is, and this is where the hospital is. So it's a trauma 2 type hospital that they do have in here. So it is a major hospital that we have in the area. And then all throughout this area, you have White Wilson for family care and a bunch of other medical facilities all around there for whatever you guys need. If you need more information about this, you can of course reach out to us, and we're happy to give you the information based off of what your needs are. Okay. And we're going to continue down here into Racetrack. Now off of Racetrack, we're also going to see a lot of the different shops. And then in here too, we're going to see where the other school is. So we have Choctaw High School, and across the street you have Pryor, which is the middle school. And of course you have the elementaries scattered out around there as well. Okay, so moving from outside of this, we will go into some of these neighborhoods that, of course, we promised, right? A couple of ones that before we jump into the street, so I can go ahead and show you some of this. There are a couple of other honorable mentions that I want to go through. So the first one that we're going to go up to here is Green Acres. This is a really good place for first-time home buyers. Coming in here, they're smaller homes, they're a little bit cheaper for you to go into. And the best part about all of this is that it's kind of halfway between your drive to Eglin Air Force Base and Hurlburt Field. So if you're a military to military couple, or maybe you just both work at opposite bases, this is a great community to be in just because of that proximity. If you're looking to move into an area that you're going to rent out later, this is also really good because it's lower cost and it's a higher probability of being able to move around. Of course, it is also next to one of the satellite campuses for Northwest Florida State College as well. So if that's something that's important to you, there it is. All right, so that's our first mention here. Now, next thing that we're gonna do is let's go ahead and we'll come down here to Okaloosa Island, all right? So Okaloosa Island is this area here. It stops here because it gets into the Air Force Base. There's a gate, you can't go any further. It's mostly going to have the condos and everything else down here, the beachfront condos. You're gonna have some single family homes, there's not a whole lot. And of course some other condos on the other side, which is going to be on the Intercoastal Waterway. There are not a lot, but there are some places to go out to go eat. The golf is a really nice place. You'll have, where is this one? Food Bar Pizza, changed name, so I always get that one confused. And one of my favorite places to go is Old Bay Steamer down here for seafood in the area. But everybody knows the area mainly because of the boardwalk down here. If you're a local, you're not necessarily going to this area, but you could. Lots of volleyball park or volleyball courts and things like that. By the way, go ahead and check it out as well. We have other videos on here where I go through this entire area in Fort Walton Beach. So don't forget to go onto our channel and keep watching. But there are more and more things, more tourist stuff for you to go out to. But to be quite honest, if you're going to be part of the family and be part of the Fort Walton Beach residents, you're probably going to be going down Santa Rosa Boulevard because there are close to, I want to say 10 to 12 access points in there. It could be off by a couple, where you go out for public parking. You'll be able to walk out to the beach, and it's in between these condos, and you kind of have your own relaxing beach to yourself. This is where my family ends up going all the time because we get in there and it's not quite as crazy, and you can have a great beach day with that beautiful white sand. So let's go ahead and jump down and take a look. Okay, now that we've taken a look at Okaloosa Island, let's move up to Ferry Park. This is our next featured area, and this is going to be, again, just part of the eastern part of Eglin Parkway. And it's going to start up here at Yacht Club Drive and work its way down Ferry Road. Why is it called Ferry Park? Well, it's because the park that's in here is Ferry Park. This, again, it has a lot of different eclectic homes throughout here. It's a really nice neighborhood, and of course it is golf cart friendly. One of the things I really enjoy about this area is the access, the back road access to be able to get to the shopping centers, the gym, wherever else that you're going to be going, all by a golf cart, mind you, and have access to all those different things, to include getting down here to Fort Walton Beach. You get to, or downtown rather, and being able to park, because there is golf cart parking down there, go see the summer concerts, get to see all the different things that you might really like, and really being centrally located. There's a different array of different prices coming in here, but in the meantime, let's just go ahead and jump down here and take a look at the community.
All right, guys, welcome here to Ferry Park. As you can see here, we are actually in the park area. There's a mile-long track that goes around here, but surrounded by a whole lot of different neighborhoods here. One of my favorite places here too, mainly because there's a lot of biking trails. There's actually an established biking trail that's out here. Of course, we've got the walking one that we're on here now, and everything here is golf cart accessible to downtown. Now, as you are looking in this area too, you'll see that most of these homes that aren't on the water are about 275 to all the way up to 450,000. Now, if you are on the water, you're going to be looking at least around 1.5, if not north of that, to take a look and get some of these beautiful, beautiful sunrises that are over the Gulf or over the bay, guys. So definitely come check this out and see if these homes are going to be something for you. It's pretty awesome here.
All right, the next neighborhood that we're going to be looking at is Elliot Point. Now, I know that we just went over here to Ferry Park, so where is Elliot Point? So Elliot Point is this other part down here if you take Hollywood Boulevard, and we can go all the way down. There's a nice little park access down here. There's a couple of parks, but this is the one that we're going to look at here. But it's off of Bay and kind of wraps in this part down here before we get down to Brook Street. Now, Elliot Point's really nice. They have a lot of beautiful waterfront homes. And if you guys have ever wanted to live down here and you're like, Florida, we'll never get to see, you know, the sunrise, sunset, like you just don't get to do that. This is the place to go. Not kidding, off of Bay Drive or anywhere up and down here, this is the perfect place to go see that, which is why I pointed out that park. You go in there early morning because we're sitting on this bay right here, right? You're gonna see all the way down here. And when the water or when the sun does come up, you get these killer sunrises over the bay. Absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. When I was going, and when I go out on my runs, and it's early in the morning, I get to watch the sun come up through everybody else's beautiful lots down here. It's just incredible. It's absolutely beautiful. But again, we're in a closer point, just like Ferry Park. We're in a closer access here to downtown and access to everything else that we need to go to. And yeah, actually, it's pretty much kind of the same thing that we talked about before as far as access. And it tends to be the homes are a little bit more updated, but they're a little bit more expensive, and it's because of its location at Elliot Point. Let's go ahead and jump down and take a look at Elliot Point.
All right, welcome here to Elliot Point, out here at one of the parks that they have right down here off of Hollywood and Bay Street, which gives us access that we can see all the way out into Destin. Pretty cool. Really do love this neighborhood. It is more historic. There is a ton of different types of different homes that you're going to see around here. You've got anything from built brand new to ones that had lasted all the different storms that came through here that were built in the 50s. Now, one of the things that are really, really nice about this is it's walkable. Not just walkable, I mean, you could walk it. This is actually one of the neighborhoods that I really enjoyed doing some training for marathons, just because you can go all through the back here, or jumping on a bike and going and doing some of the training there. And if you're just somebody that's trying to get to downtown, you jump on your golf cart. That's right. This is the one thing I love about this area to include over in Ferry Park, is that you have access to get up and around the bridge, like I was talking about earlier. So you can go under the bridge, get into the downtown area that's going to be completely revived here in about 3 years when this bridge project is done, and Fort Walton Beach can figure out what they're going to do with the traffic that's going around there. But there are different options that are coming up. The biggest one is around the Mound, where they're going to reroute traffic, the main traffic off of 98, which means the downtown Fort Walton Beach is going to be way more walkable. How cool is that, right? But anyway, if you are looking to come in here, you're down, of course you have access to downtown, the schools, the waterfront, the landing, the music and concerts down at the landing throughout the summer. Really, really cool stuff. And down here off of Bay Street, which is what we're on right now, you can see people coming down, walking, biking, just a really good community all and around. And as I mentioned before, each one of these homes has its own sort of finesse to it, I guess. It's got its own eclectic sort of feel, as most of Fort Walton does. But you can get into this community somewhere around $325. Now those aren't these ones on the water, okay? But from $325 all the way up to $550 or more. Now you're gonna look at those newer places that have maybe 3-car garages, that modern outlook. You're gonna be looking closer to $700 to $800 to try to get into some of those. And then of course these beautiful ones sitting over here on the water side, yeah, those are gonna be at least probably 1.5, realistically around 2 million or north of that to be able to get the dock and everything else that, that you want. The best part about this neighborhood that I love to talk to people about is that this, if you are able to get a property over here or have access to that park that I was just walking from, you can see the sunset come up over Choctaw Bay or Choctawhatchee Bay, however you pronounce that. Car. But yeah, you're able to see that sunrise. So it's almost like being on the East Coast where you get to see the sun come up over the water. It's absolutely gorgeous. When I would come out here for my early morning runs, you know, to beat the heat, I'd be running past here, seeing the sun come up over the bay, over the water. And I'm like, God, having any of these homes here on this side would just be absolutely gorgeous to be able to watch that. So again, the walkability is going to be the best part, trying to get around here, but it's truly the access to everything in Fort Walton Beach. So you have access to being back here, you have access to get up and around, to go into, you know, the northern part of Fort Walton Beach and be able to get into all the shopping and everything else without having to deal with the traffic. And you can bypass most of the traffic being close down to here to get into downtown and down here to Okaloosa Island. But absolutely, guys, this is Elliot Point.
Okay, getting away from downtown, the next one we're coming up here to is Kenwood. Now, coming into Kenwood is off of Mooney Road, and this is an older community. People really love this community. It's got sidewalks, it's mostly got nothing but trees, and it's the older homes and some upgraded homes that were mostly built in the 70s and the 80s. They built out this community. Now it is a mix of waterfront homes, pushing over $1 million, and of course you have other homes throughout here, usually averaging closer to the $300,000 to $400,000 price mark. Now it's also nice here because you do have access out here, quick access to Fort Walton Beach Golf Course. Now, interestingly enough, once you get down this road here that connects you, there's a bunch of pickleball courts down here too. The Mooney Park pickleball courts. So if you like pickleball and you want to have quick access, you can do that. Again, you can also get your golf cart and get down here if you want to. How convenient? There's a golf course right here. But there is a park and there is an elementary school inside here. One thing that I do like about Kenwood is it does have some pretty good access to everything around it. Everything seems to be pretty close. You can get down to racetrack, close to the schools. And of course, if you are working on Eglin or need access to that, that's quick access away. And really, it's not that far if you're heading down to the beach. Anyway, it could be 15, maybe 20 minutes if traffic's a little tough. Now, I do mention that because coming into this bridge with the construction that's going on, which I will tell you a little bit about later, how they may be doing some different changes downtown to the traffic pattern. But it can take a little bit longer to get down to the white sandy beaches. So, but again, guys, if you want more information about homes, you want more information about neighborhoods, give us a call or text, and I'd be happy to talk to you about it and help you with your move. Okay, let's jump down into this area, down into Kenwood, and take a look around.
And welcome in here to Crestview. I don't think we're in Crestview. Hi guys, welcome into Kenwood. As you can see, like we were talking a little bit earlier here, is that a lot of these homes that you're gonna see around here were either built sometime in the 70s, 80s, and some of which go back even further, maybe 50s and 60s, but there's not a whole ton of those that are around. But you'll see that most of these out here are going to be the brick finish. You'll see a couple of different stucco ones that you go through out here.
But the key thing to see is that most of these are sitting on a bit larger lots. And when I mean larger, I'm not talking like acre lots. We're talking maybe a quarter acre or a little bit bigger. When they put this stuff together, it was all on quarter acre lots, and then we had subdivisions of this and that, and of course that's what you get. The good thing here is that you see that I'm actually on sidewalks right now, which is pretty awesome. Not a lot of communities have that. We can see over here we got a brand new construction. Brand new construction, yeah, it still makes sense. And you have a couple of these like just scattered out throughout this community. Now the cool part about this, outside of it being sidewalks, and you'll normally see people out here either jogging or walking around, is that from here you have an easy access over to Eglin Air Force Base. So you got two different directions that you can go out back this way by the golf course, or you can go out by the Shalimar side to be able to get into that gate. Now, don't get me wrong, you're still gonna have access to that same gate. It's just, yeah, at least two different ways to get around here. Good news is there's not a lot of transient traffic that's gonna be coming through here. There are several speed bumps on this road specifically that hold people back from wanting to use this as a cutoff from one side to the other. But all in all, it's a pretty quiet community, really established. And a lot of these homes that we see around here too, they've been remodeled as well. So you'll go in and be like, I'm not sure. I mean, it looks like it's really taken care of. Go ahead and go inside there. And you're like, man, this looks like it was built last year. Which we're gonna walk by one here in a moment, which is why I took this route, to see one that was built just a couple of years ago. Beautiful house, right? Now the cool part about this too, over on this side, is that it actually is part of the golf course view, right? So the other side of that is gonna be the Fort Walton Beach golf course, and talk about increasing values. So what are you gonna find in here? You're gonna find most homes in the upper 300,000s and even close up to 600,000. Now you get up on the water there, on the bayou, on the bay, you're gonna be going at least 1.2 and above, depending upon how big the home is, if it's got a dock, a lift, those sort of things will definitely affect the price there. Other than that, absolutely gorgeous community and one to consider. All right, lastly, where we're gonna go is check out Northgate. So we're a little bit torn on exactly the 5 key neighborhoods I wanted to show you, but this area here in Northgate Estates definitely got us. The reason being is not only, again, its location and proximity to things. You're right around the corner to one of the better grocery stores in the area, so Publix. You have access to all the different restaurants. It's quick access to the back roads to get into Hurlburt Field, you know, and to get down to 98 to get down to the beach or the boat launch or wherever else you're going. Because from here, you'll also be able to come down. It's technically in Mary Esther, but you didn't just watch for Fort Walton, right? But you can come down here to Liza Jackson Park. It's not that far away as well. This is a boat launch. It is a nice little park, and they are doing more and more upgrades to this as Fort Walton does all the projects that they've been putting together. But again, you want to get down here, launch your boat. This is a good place to do it from there, of course, and that's not far from the schools either. Okay, but heading back into Northgate, You have two different ways that you can go into Woodbine and kind of off of this way, or into Echo Circle. These are more older and established communities. It does have sidewalks, and it's pretty family friendly. We'll just say that. Reason why is because I still come down here every once in a while, especially with the family, and we'll drive around for the Christmas lights because it's a big old parade that they end up doing for that. Trick-or-treating, this is another great place to go out, and people come from other communities to go trick-or-treating in Northgate as well. But it's a really tight-knit, great community to be a part of. Now, these are a little bit older homes. A lot of these have been upgraded for it, but it's really nice, and the reason that it made the list. When you are looking at homes in here, you're going to be looking again somewhere around the mid 300,000 to upward of just shy of 500,000, maybe 475 in this neighborhood, and find exactly what we said. But let's go ahead and not talk about it anymore. Let's jump down and take a look inside. Let's go.
All right, guys, here, welcome into Northgate, which we're going to be walking around in here today. This area right here is home of the Christmas lights, like parade that comes around here. So a lot of families will come around and drive around to see the Christmas lights in this area. Also really big for trick-or-treating. One of the nice parts about this is it has sidewalks, right? Not a lot of different communities have those. Some places, specifically like in Elliot Point and even in Ferry Park, don't have streets that have certain sidewalks in them all over the place. This one does, but there are some exceptions in those other communities. So with that being said, this area is really nice. It has, most of the homes that were built out here were built in the 70s. There are some that came in the 50s, and of course there are a couple of new constructions and renovated homes throughout here. Now, the great part about this area is it's a really close proximity to everything. And I mean close proximity to shopping. It's right up the street for your Publix and Aldi's. You've got all the different restaurants down Mary Esther Cutoff, which is where this is located here. Super quick drive to Hurlburt Field if you're in support of the base or you're wearing the uniform. And just really nicely centrally located. Real close to Sam's Club and Walmart and all the other places that you want to go. Of course, we're showing you that on the map here as well, but really nice neighborhood. So when it comes to specific type of living, if you like this area where you're going to have, you know, a little bit more of a close-knit community, this is going to be a good place for you to go to. Now, if you are going to be coming in here, just know that prices in here could range anywhere from $330,000 on the lower end to close to $475,000 or better, depending on the square footage, updates, and so on and so forth. I've been working with clients before in the past that grew up in Fort Walton Beach, and they love this community, and it was quite a thing to try to find something that was budget friendly and fit directly in this community. So going all the way out to Echo Circle, and of course on this other side that we're walking down now, this is really nice area for you to go through. And I will mention as well that a lot of these, you may look at them and say that they need some updates, but you're going to be getting it at a pretty decent price. So think of it as a blank canvas, right? For things that you'll be able to do. Of course, if you are looking in this area and any of the other neighborhoods that we have mentioned so far, guys, feel free to reach out to us. Give me a call or text, and we'd be happy to set up a one-on-one real quick to talk about what area could be best for you. But let's keep going.
Okay, so now that we've taken a look at that, and we've kind of seen all the different places around here, we have to figure out, hey, what are going to be the best neighborhoods for you? And we're never going to know exactly what that is because everybody's got their own criteria and what's really important to them. But when we look at that, here's what we've said from the people that we've helped move to this area. So which neighborhood may be best for you? If you're kind of like the military family, the Kenwood area that we talked about, even up here in Wright, which of course is in the Green Acres area, depending upon where you're at and what sort of community and area that you want to go to for first time. And then of course, Northgate. Northgate, love that area too. If you're a retiree or snowbird, could be Ferry Park, could be Okaloosa Island. We could be talking Cinco Bayou, which is right over here, what we talked about. Really just depends if you want to relax, golf cart it around and just enjoy yourself and have access here to downtown. This is a great place to go. Obviously, Okaloosa Island, we put this in because there's a lot of condos and they're looking to live that condo life. It's a great place to go to. First time home buyer, again, we're looking more up towards Green Acres once again, just because of the price point getting in there. And you know, if you're really looking to get part of the community, Ferry Park and Elliot Point are a couple of our favorites as well. For the beach lover, obviously it's Okaloosa Island. I mean, come on, where else are you gonna go? And if you are, say, a remote worker, it really doesn't matter. You could live wherever you wanted to. The internet or anything else like that's really not going to make a big difference around here. But I'm just going to say more towards downtown Fort Walton Beach. And the reason we'll say that is because you can go out, do things. You've got different coffee shops that you can go into. One of the newer ones by the time of this video that I've really enjoyed going out to is over here on Beach Weekend, for you to go hang out, sit down, use the internet, make calls, write a book, whatever you do. You can sit down and do that there with the free internet and have access to everything else around, get up and walk around. It's a really nice place.
All right, guys, so now that we've seen all the different neighborhoods, which neighborhood's going to be best for you? I can tell you for military families, it's been Kenwood, Northgate. Those areas have been the most from what we've heard from our clients that we moved into. If you're a retiree, snowbird, of course, come down here to Okaloosa Island. Enjoy this on a day-to-day basis. Ferry Park has also got a nice community, and in Cinco Bayou as well that we kind of touched on. If you're looking for a first-time home buyer, Elliot Point, Ferry Park, and of course, as I mentioned before, that Green Acres is also a great starting point as well. If you're a beach lover, I mean, come on, it's no contest. It's here on Okaloosa Island. And of course, if you are a remote worker, well, it's anywhere that you want to go. But downtown Fort Walton Beach with the walkability for you to do what you need to do is probably the best place to go. So guys, I've been here with over a decade of experience selling here on the beach and all around. And we've helped dozens of families relocate here to Fort Walton Beach to make this their dream home, this paradise home, into reality. So finding the right neighborhood is really important. If you fail to find that, man, the community could really just not turn this into the best point. So guys, get my local insight here. It's easy for us to find a home. Simply give us a call, give me a text, whatever you need to do to reach out to me, and let's make Fort Walton Beach your next home in that perfect neighborhood. Also guys, if you are looking to find more videos about Fort Walton Beach, really see inside some of these areas, check out all the different ones coming up here. There could be some coming up right here. Ooh, or maybe up here. Follow the antenna. We got you guys.